We're live.
All right.
And we're live. Just checking everything. It's good. Hello. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Kuya Nikki.
Good morning, Kuya Mikmik. It's Friday. Thank God it's Friday.
Yes, it's Friday.
And
Finally, it's
you know what's
Friday.
going to happen if it's Friday? It's going to be the morning with the Kuyas.
Of course.
Kumusta, bro?
Okay naman. Biglang lumamig ulit. Init na kahapon eh.
Actually,
Biglang naging negative 2.
kami, positive 18. So, medyo nakapaglinis ako sa
Wow.
namin.
Mainit na.
Ayun. Hopefully, it will continue. Today, we're expecting good weather here in Ontario as well. Right now, nasa kami, positive 9, but we're expecting high as positive 14. No? Pero wag po tayo mapalin lang po yung weather dito. Because of the wind, mukha man, pag i-check niyo sa cellphone, mukha siyang 9 degree or 14 degree. Pero bakit ang lamig? It's because of the wind.
It's not over yet.
Oo. Sabi may mga feels like, no? So, hello lahat ng mga viewers natin all over the world, especially sa Pilipinas. Good evening po sa inyong lahat. Once again, this is Kuya Nikki and Kuya Mikmik doing a live session every Friday with Morning with the Kuyas. It's morning here in Ontario. It's 10 in the morning. How about you, Kuya Mik?
It's 8:06, so 2 hours difference.
Yeah,
and I guess for our guests, it might be 3, if I got it right.
Yeah, so we have a special guest again today. I think he's gonna be the bago siya, pero
Yes.
pinalitan yung dati kasi na promote to a different position. Okay, without further ado, we'll just go on with the formal info session. I'm gonna introduce to you guys Jade. Hi, Jade. Good morning.
Hey, Kuya
Hello.
Nikki, Kuya Mikmik, how are you?
Yeah,
Good.
We're all good. Yeah. How's the weather in Okanagan?
Yeah, I was listening to you, Kuya Nikki, and it sounds like you have us beat right now for the positive temperature. Right now, the sun is just coming up where we are in Kelowna, so it's only about 1 degree right now. But when that sun comes down and that warmth comes with it, we'll start to warm up. Maybe we might even catch up to you.
Oh, wow.
Exactly. So we were talking that we have a different time zone. Kuya Mikmik is in Alberta. I'm in Ontario, and you are in Kelowna. What time is it there?
Right now, it is 7:07 a.m.
So, yeah, just how technology
That's just
works.
how big Canada is. We're on 3 different time zones right now.
I think there's 5 time zones in Canada, so it's like we're all in the future right now, and I'm in the past. So it's a time machine when you're Canadian, right?
You're like us, like Kuyas as well. Like we treat each other as like the big brothers of all international students. So like a big brother, we take care of them. We check everything before they even come.
Yeah.
Okay. By the way, Jade Bithun is the International Recruitment Manager and Marketing for Okanagan College, and he will be helping us today to present Okanagan College.
Awesome.
And without further ado, Jade, the floor is yours. I know everyone is excited.
Oh, yep.
And after the presentation, there will be a question and answer portion. Okay, I'm gonna share your screen now, and whenever you're ready.
All right, thank you so much. And I'm totally happy to be interactive with both our Kuyas here. So if I'm talking on a slide and you have a question, feel free just to jump in and, we can have a little conversation about it as we go. But otherwise, without further ado, my name is Jade Bethune. I am from Okanagan College. Right now, you're seeing the building that I'm streaming out of. And probably the sunlight is matching about the same as this picture right now, as you can see. It's another early morning shot we got on here. So if you're asking a little bit about COVID-19, I'm sure the Kuyas have already told you about this. It looks like, knock on wood, we're at the, maybe you can see in the light at the end of the tunnel here, all our classes are now back to face-to-face. There's really no online. It's great. There's about a 90% vaccination rate, fully vaccinated. So with all the safety precautions in place, such as face masks, I know I have 2 on my desk right now still. Everything is getting back to normal. And so it's so great to see all the students there. Oh, you can see them studying together on the tables. And yeah, it's so nice. So where are we? Well, you'd already mentioned the city Kelowna, and that's currently where I am streaming to you from. But Okanagan College, we actually cover a wide area. We have over 6 centers, but 4 campuses. And so when we're talking about these programs, you could be in almost any of these cities. So starting in the north, there's Salmon Arm, and then we have the city of Vernon, Kelowna, and then Penticton. And each of these campuses have programs for you. So if you want to try someplace different, you have lots of choices with Okanagan College. If you're wondering about the distance between them on the highway, it's about 45 minutes to drive between each of these cities. So it's just a short jaunt, hop in the car, grab your friends, and before you're done your coffee, you'll probably be at the next place. So if you're traveling and you land in Vancouver, you will transfer from the Vancouver International Airport, fly to the Kelowna International Airport, and that will be your hub to getting around to other places. So here's some shots of where we are. These are some aerial shots of each of the cities I was talking about. So you can see Penticton, Kelowna, Vernon, and Salmon Arm. You're probably going to notice one thing that's in common with all of them, and that's how we're situated in cities in the beautiful mountains. And we also have lakes surrounding us on all sides. These are freshwater lakes that people are swimming in all summer long. You can see that there'll be boats on them, sailboats, everything, and lots of beaches. So if you like some time in the summer to get outside and just to relax with your book, or maybe you're going to use the old-fashioned pen and paper to write your essays, you can do it out on the beach. All right, so a little bit more about us. This area that we cover, population is about 400,000 people. We have turned into one of the biggest tech hubs in British Columbia. Everyone's coming out of the city because they can see how beautiful it is here. Everything's fiber optic. Internet is really fast. So they're starting up all their tech companies here. So about 633 tech companies throughout the valley, which I believe was about $1.7 billion in investment, over the last few years here. So it's been fantastic. And of course, outdoor recreation, if that's your thing, if you like being healthy, you like being outside, you have skiing in the winter, all the golf courses are open for the other 3 seasons of the year, hiking, biking, swimming. And then of course, you can enjoy all the shopping and other things that you need as well. A little bit about our college. So we offer about 130 programs. We are a public college, which means that we also provide services just for regular, ordinary people, not just students. So maybe one day you might be seeing someone's grandmother learning how to use an iPad and an iPad for a day class. And then walking by her in the hall will be someone who's doing a 4-year bachelor degree in computer information systems or maybe in business. So there's a real large diaspora of people who are always enjoying the Okanagan College campuses. Our student body, there's about 60 different countries where international students come from at Okanagan College. If you're wondering about what about the Filipinos, where are we in there? Well, we'll tell you that actually at Okanagan College, you're in our top 5 if you're asking for population. So, you're really representing us here at Okanagan College. We're really happy about that. And we were looking at our fall intake, and we've actually gone up to 72 different countries now, source destination from students. Total is about 10,000 split between the campuses, and about 1,500 of them are international students. So it's about 15%. So you could expect You know, majority of your classes, you're going to be mixing with the local Canadian people and all the other international students. Well, you never know where they could be from. It could be from almost every single continent on this planet. Might be the person next to you. So it's a great environment to really get to see the rest of the world as well. So what about some of our advantages? Well, for those who are price conscious, our affordable tuition might be a highlight for you. Also, the Okanagan College is part of the public university and college system. What does that mean? Well, in British Columbia, the BC government has actually created a BC transfer guide. And so all your college level credit courses, they are transferable to all the other public university and colleges. So if you're starting with us and you want to go on to do a master's degree, your credits go with you. That's what's really nice. As long as you're studying at a public institution, university or college in BC, that you know that you can always check the BC transfer guide to see where your credits will go. We do small class sizes. What I mean by small is the largest would be maybe 45. I think our average class size is closer to 28. So we use a different system. Maybe when you're thinking of a university, you're thinking of the big lecture hall, right? Where there's the tiny little professor down on the stage and 300 other students. Well, we don't do that. Instead, what we do is we break up students into classes. So if we have 300 students that all need to do Math 101 or English 101, instead they'll do 10 classes of 30. So that way you actually get a chance to talk to your instructor. He has a chance, or she has a chance to talk to you. And, so you really can start forming that relationship when it comes to your learning environment. So that gives you access to the professors. The other thing I really want to talk about is practical education. So what does that mean? Well, that means not only are you learning the theory, but a lot of the professors, they were in their field. They decided, hey, we want to teach the next generation. So they're incorporating things that you would actually be doing in your job into their lessons. If you're in a business program, you'll actually be creating, a business plan. You might even get to test it out in the community, or even work with a local business that has a problem and they're outsourcing it to, our intelligent students to try and plan some ideas. So you can potentially even see your work in action, even while you're still studying. Same goes for all our technical programs, as well as our health programs. So a little bit about admission information. So for those of you from the Philippines, there's a lot here on English tests, but if you already have a 4-year bachelor degree from the Philippines, if it was taught in English, the medium of instruction was English, you can just supply a certificate from your college or university that states that, and you can meet the English requirements just with that. If you're fresh out of high school, finished grade 12, and you're deciding you want to do your post-secondary education here, then any of these English language tests are fine, including Duolingo, which is a fantastic test because you can just do it at home. All you'll need is a computer with a camera to verify your identity, and it's fast and cheap. You can get your results even within 48 hours. Okay, now let's take a look at this wide selection. Look at all these program areas that you can choose from if you decide to come from Okanagan College. There's business, computer science. You can go to your traditional sciences, university arts like psychology or modern languages. We have our health and social development, tech. If you're looking to become an engineer, check us out. We also have the trades where you could get some experience in the automotive or the aerospace industry. And if you're looking for food, wine, or tourism, we can train you on that too. So arts, 2-year diplomas. If you are interested in any of these areas of study, you should check us out. Anything from environmental studies all the way down to a more traditional art, which would be animation. I'm not sure if you're familiar with some of these shows. Kuya Nikki or Kuya Mikmik, have you ever watched Rick and Morty before?
Some.
Yeah, are you familiar with it? You might see the ads on the TV or something like that, or maybe on your feed you hear about Szechuan sauce and McDonald's and all that other kind of stuff from Rick and Morty. Well, the animation studio Bardell that's responsible for that, some of that work is actually done right here in Kelowna.
Oh, wow.
For that, yeah. So Bardell was launched in Vancouver, but they decided that they wanted to come to Kelowna as well, so they opened up an office here. So there's also Yeti Studios and a few other places. So if you ever look those up on the internet, Bardell and Yeti Studios based out of Kelowna, and as well as Disney had some of their online studios based here as well. There's a really big market for animation. And further to that, the film industry is also here as well. So
Yep.
yeah, it's a
Yep, for
career
sure.
definitely your students could be looking in if they want to express their art. The Associative Arts degree, this would be more of your traditional art studies where you'd be taking regular classes over a broad area of studies. Rather, when we looked at these diplomas, they're more getting you job ready in a specific. So we're really keying in and focusing you on topics in these sections. The Associative Arts degree, this is where you kind of get to pick and choose and can sort of customize your schedule to what you want to do. So more of like a traditional university study. We also have an applied Bachelor of Arts. You're looking to do a full bachelor degree. This is ideal for anyone who wants to get into social work, especially if you're looking for the master's degree. Because once you finish this program, you can go directly into the UBCO's Masters of Social Work. UBC has 2 campuses, one in Vancouver, also one here in Kelowna. So if you decide you do want to do your master's and you're already studying in Kelowna, all you have to do is take a different bus. You don't even need to move. You can stay in your same place, keep the same job. So it's fantastic. So really you have a pathway from the beginning of your education all the way to the highest you can possibly conceive. You can all do it right here, starting with us. Associate of Science, for those of you who are looking to get into biology or chemistry or physics or astronomy, you can start with us here as well. And then if you're looking to go for a full bachelor degree, again, your credits transfer with you. So you can really take advantage of these small class sizes, the professors that are there to help you. You got questions, you can go straight to them. They're going to help you. You're going to get those high grades that you're going to want to get all their scholarships to do your master's or your bachelor degree later. School of Business, lots of options here as well. Again, 2-year diplomas for those who want to get their feet wet and then get out into the world, or you can continue on for a full 4-year bachelor degree. One of the nice things about this as well is if you do the diploma and you decide, hey, I want the degree, well, you've already done 2 years. So if you come back, we just put you into year 3 of the bachelor degree. So you could do it like a 2+2 with us, 2 to do the diploma, go out, work, get some experience, and then come back, do 2 more years. You end up with 2 credentials, both the diploma and the bachelor degree. So I guess what I'm saying is you're setting yourself up, kind of future-proofing yourself. So it's really easy to go to the next level with just a little bit more study. Also, I want to highlight cooperative education. International students, when you are looking for a program, if it has co-op, I highly recommend you look into it. When you're here in Canada and you're going out for a job, if you're doing co-op, we can actually find a job for you while you're doing your studies. And you can even take a semester off just to do full-time work under a co-op work term. The advantages for an international student are huge for this. The advantages for domestic students are also high, but even higher for you. Because most of the Canadian students, they might have grown up in the community, maybe they already know some people, but you're coming in fresh. But if you come in and you do the co-op, we're going to hook you up with a job. You're going to start making those connections, getting yourself into the community, getting Canadian references, and a lot of our students on their co-op work terms, the employers are really impressed by them. They'll say, hey, when you're done your diploma, come back to us. We want to hire you. You might even have a job offer waiting for you before you're even done, just by getting out into the community and getting this experience. But it's really important to get those Canadian companies, those Canadian connections on your resume. Like everywhere in the world, who you know is almost just as much as what you know for getting around in the world. And this really introduces you to people. So it's not mandatory. It's completely optional. Some people do just fine, but I think it's a great opportunity to take advantage of. Post-baccalaureate diplomas. So for those of you in the audience, you're like, hey, I already have a bachelor degree, but I'm still looking to, add to it, take it to the next level. And I'd still love to do that education in Canada. Well, we have you covered. So post-baccalaureate diplomas, we have 4 listed here, and we've just recently added another one. So if you are a non-business student, you're an art student, or you're an engineering student, or a computer science student, and you're like, hey, you know what? I wish I would have gotten these extra business skills. Well, you should look at these post-baccalaureate diplomas in our business areas. So you can switch over, you can start getting all the courses necessary to become an accountant or to add those accounting skills to your current credential. And our accounting program actually leads right into becoming a CPA. So you're graduating from our program. If you're a non-business student, you want to become a CPA, that's a problem because they're looking for that business degree. Well, hey, you do our post-baccalaureate in accounting, you get the courses that you need to go into the CPA professional education program, and you're on your way to becoming a professional accountant. Same for human resource management and marketing. Now you might be saying, hey, I'm a chemist. What do I want the marketing degree for? Or not the marketing degree, the post-baccalaureate diploma in marketing. Well, guess what? Big chemical companies, pharmaceutical companies, they need to market their stuff, and they don't want to have a marketer who doesn't know anything about chemistry. So they're always hiring people who have a background in the science and also know how to market. And it can be vice versa for all kinds of other things. Maybe you're a chef or a cook and you want to get those marketing skills to take a restaurant startup to the next level. Well, this is your pathway to doing that. Lastly, for all those people who love computers, who love mathematics, you want to become a data scientist, you want to really start breaking down big data, well, you want to look into our data analytics post-baccalaureate diplomas. So if you're already good with the calculator, good with your math, you'll come in here, we'll teach you how to do advanced statistics, how to take large databases, break them down, see the trends, and then we'll give you the marketing lingo so you can walk into the boardroom, talk to the CEOs, and be like, this is what we should do. This is what we need to bring our business to the next level. So for all you mathematicians, take a look at that one. All right. Health and social development, kinesiology, human service worker, therapist assistant, early childhood education. These are all possibilities for future careers for you in any of these areas. You have to apply early though. These programs are very popular and they fill quickly. Unfortunately, I have to report that all of these programs are already full for this September. I know, if you were looking for that now, I'm sorry, that's bad news. But the good news is applications open this October. It's not that far away. Check out the programs, see what you need to get into them, get your applications in October. Our early childhood education runs only September and it's full by the end of October. That's 11 months before it starts, and that's how much in demand it is. So you got to get early on these. Computer information systems. Want to get into programming, you want to do database systems, or just general studies. Maybe you want to get into gaming, make your own games. Hey, this is where you're going to start. And just like the business program, you can do 2 years, you can go out, you can get your job, get your postgraduate work permit, even get your PR. And hey, if you come back, you've already done the first 2 years, 2 more, and you can get a bachelor's degree. So again, starting at Okanagan College in your pocket with that diploma, it's so easy to go back and to get the degree. You don't have to do 4 more years of study, just 2 more. Co-op education is available for this. And one thing I want to highlight, maybe Kuyas, you might know about this, about the Rural Northern Immigration Pilot Project that's going across Canada. There's 11 cities that have been selected in Canada. And if you end up studying in those cities or getting a job in those cities, you get bonus points towards your permanent residence. Well, in British Columbia, Vernon, our campus, has computer information systems, and Vernon is one of only those 11 cities in all of Canada that's RNIP member. So you study in Vernon, you could end up getting bonus points towards your PR. I think it's 600 points you can get, which is half of what the total is, I think, for most PR applications. So perfect. Fantastic. Check it out. Here, for all our engineers, civil engineering, mechanical, electronic, water engineering, that's definitely going to be in the future. Right now, all the world loves oil, but in the future, everyone's going to love water. We all need clean water to drink, right? We need to construct our buildings so they're not wrecking our oceans and the beautiful lakes. Come here, we'll teach you how to do it. Infrastructure, computer technology, that's going to make you the IT guy. You're going to know how to set up the workstations, keep the networks going, defend your mail servers against all those evil spam companies, right? We'll be teaching you all about that. Lastly, sustainable building technology. Again, looking towards the future, a green future. You want to get into building buildings that are green, renewable, self-sustaining, or even net zero. Check out our sustainable building tech program, and we'll teach you how to become a junior manager in a company that is doing that kind of work. Co-op education available again for all of these. Skilled trades, automotive collision repair, refinishing. If you're looking into doing car repair. And Kuyas, I think you'll say, you live in Canada, snow falls. What happens every year? We got cars crashing. Slipping on the ice.
Yep.
Yeah. Have you ever dented your cars before?
Yes.
Lucky not to.
Have you ever looked at the repair bill and see how much the repair guys get paid per hour?
I'm dreading to see how much it would cost me to replace my cracked window.
Yeah. And that, I mean, parts are only half the cost. When the other half the cost,
Yeah.
that's paying the guys to do it. These guys make thick cash,
Oh,
right?
yes.
Huge cash. Like, and it's different in Canada, you know, in other places of the world, you know, the mechanics of the people, they might just use some zap straps or duct tape to put it together. But here, the car, you cannot tell the difference from a brand new car off the lot. It takes a lot of skill to do that. And these guys get paid, you know, 30, 40, 50, 60 bucks an hour by the time they're at top of their trade, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So don't turn your nose up to the trades, guys. In Canada, it's a totally different ballgame than maybe what you're thinking of. All right. Food, wine, and tourism. You want to be a cook? We got you covered. Our culinary arts certificate, you know, it's 10 weeks. Includes co-op, so you'll get placed out in the community. The co-op is mandatory for this one. You must go out and you actually get to work in the industry. I don't know if you remember a little bit further back at the beginning, I showed you that slide where we were talking about tech companies. On there was that one circle that said 240 wineries in this area. Well, yeah, we're like the Napa Valley of the North. If you know Napa Valley from California, or if you know the Niagara region of Ontario, well, we are that here in Canada on the West Coast. Guess what? Those wineries are all doing exquisite cuisine. They're catering to a type of clientele who just got off the golf course, and they're hiring. They're always looking for, you know, the next generation of people to bring that, you know, their own personality to the food, something unique to them. The winery down the street, they can't match. So they're always competing for you. If you want to get a 2-year diploma, what you do is an additional year of business studies. Combine that together with your culinary arts certificate, you get a culinary management diploma, you know, 2-year credential. All right, virtual student services, we are back in person. So this isn't virtual anymore. Come see us. You'll get everything here from the Student Service Center, which is where we're at. We cover everything. We're a one-stop shop. We do education advising. We even do additional immigration advising here for our current students. Right? So if you just have a quick question or you need to refill a form, don't worry. It's part of our free services for you. There's the free tutoring services. It's the same services the Canadians are using. Do not never feel ashamed to go to a tutoring service. You'll see the Canadian students in there all the time. They're in there because they got a B and they want an A, and that's what they do, right? So if your grades are a little low, they bring them up. If you already got good grades, they'll make them even higher. And hey, that's where the scholarships come from. And if it's free, why not check it out? We also have cultural liaisons. They're international students. I think Kuyas, Mick, you were both international students, you were saying. Well, hey, guess what? When your clients are talking to you, you're like, hey, I've been there. I had to find that place on my own. I had to get that job. I had no Canadian connections. You understand, right?
Yep.
So we also have people just like you. They were ex-students. They're here for our students to talk to, and they need advice. Everything about choosing classes potentially, all the way to I'm single. Where can I go find some people to meet, right? What's the good coffee shop in town? You might have little tips like that for you, all right? So accommodation. To be honest, most students that end up coming to Okanagan College, they find their own places. We are in the cities, so we're not out, on a land grant where you have to drive 15 minutes to a special reserve where the college or university is. We're in the cities, so there's residential housing all around us. Sometimes people end up renting an apartment, maybe right across the street, next to the bank and next to the grocery store and the laundromat. So it's like you're going to be living in the city with the college right there. We also have homestay options. It says $800 a month here. Actually, the price, I think, went up $50, so it's $850 now. And that includes your food. So, hey, if you want to live with a Canadian family, maybe you are looking to learn English, ESL, you want a chance to study at home as well, then yeah, you can do your ESL, do homestay, or maybe you want to do homestay just to, to experience the Canadian family culture as well. We do have a student residence, $2,700 a semester. That's for a private room. Space is limited though, so you'll have to make sure you get an application in early. Unfortunately, there's no reservation system specifically for domestic or international. it's open to anybody. So a lot of the domestic students, they're already applying for it as well if they're coming from out of town. So you'd have to make sure you get your residence application in early. And right now, Kelowna only. But don't worry, in the next 2 years, we're going to have residents at the other campuses as well. They'll be brand new. All right, student virtual life. I'm telling you, it's a good area. It's a good place to be. If you like being on the lake, you like the beaches, you like the water, if you like the thought of possibly going and touring 240 different wineries, you can't do it. There's too many. You can try though. But yeah, with the summers that are nice and hot here and the winters that are mild, but you're in the mountains, so you can see the snow all around you. You can go skiing, you can go snowboarding. In this area, if you ever watched the Winter Olympics, this is where a lot of the Canadian athletes are training in and around this area as well. So tons of activities for you to do. All right. And so that's basically my show for now. So this is our marketing team. You can see we have a beautiful crew here, and we are a team. So if you reach out to, Kuya Nikki or Kuya Mikmik, they will help you. But if you ever need any questions, you can also reach out to us, and we will definitely be helping you too. And that's it.
Awesome.
Okay. Thank you very much, Jay, for that very informative session. SUN-COR has been a partner with Okanagan College for almost 2 years now, actually. Okanagan College is one of our first partner school. And, we have sent a lot of students already here in Okanagan College as well. And you mentioned, Jay, the Filipino community. You were saying that which city?
The 5%. Top 5, I mean.
Yeah, they're top 5. If you're looking, we have 72 countries coming up this fall.
Mm-hmm.
And about another 1,000, total of 1,500 is what we say. I think it's about 1,490 right now. If you were to break down like by percent, who's from where, the top 5 countries, that's where the Philippines are in there. They're up there with India. They're up there with Jamaica, right? Wow. They're up there with China. So yeah, Filipinos representing at Okanagan College for sure.
Yeah. So basically, if you can see, there's like a diverse in the group. The diversity of the class. I mean, aside from learning, you can gain friends from different culture.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, of the 10,000 roughly full-time students, our domestic to international ratio is still only about 15%. So the majority of the time you're going to be with Canadian students, but the other international students, like you just cannot say, oh, hey, I know where you're from. It'll be from anywhere around the world. You got to ask, right? You got to ask because there are so many different people that are studying at Okanagan College from so many different countries.
I know.
What's good with that is there's a really good plenty of opportunity for our international students to practice their English, because some of them would be coming in with a good set of English skills, but when the test day comes for their permanent residency, there's no escaping IELTS, for example. And this time frame of studying actually naturally improves their English due to the exposure and immersion to the locals. So what I'm trying to say is that percentage is actually good for international students to to have that environment for them to learn naturally.
Yeah, and I mean, they're just numbers. When you're on the ground, it's always different because depending on where you're studying, the ratio will change too. Because like I said, we're 4 different campuses. So I always have to talk in generalities. But hey, if you're like, well, what about at this campus or what about that campus? The numbers can change a little bit one way or another. And so Kelowna is where the ESL program is. And as a result, we have a higher proportion of international students here, right? And so even the community that you want, let's say you're specifically saying, hey, I want to go where less international students are. I want to go where more international students are, right? And the same program is offered at different campuses. Then,
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So that's the great thing about it, right?
I have a question about the 2+2 that you mentioned earlier. So
Yeah.
let's say an international student took the 2-year program, graduated, worked under PR, and then let's say a year or two after came back and says, you know what, I want to do the other half so that I'll get a bachelor's. What's the maximum time in between the first 2 years and the second 2 years that you would consider? Is it like 5 years, 10 years?
Yeah, you know what? Your credits never expire.
Oh,
They're always
okay.
there.
Okay.
But I think 10 years would probably be what it would be. So if you graduate in 2025, then likely you'd want to come back and finish another 2 years of study to get a bachelor degree before 2035.
Oh, perfect. Most likely I'm assuming once they become permanent residents, they could actually take it, grab a student loan, enjoy the domestic rate.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
I think that would be best.
And that is a plan that students have done in the past. I mean, you guys both know there's never one path, right? The paths are as unique as you are.
Yep.
Okay. And when someone's telling you this is the way, and you're thinking, oh man, what are the options? I mean, there really is no one way. But what some students do is, they want to do a 2-year diploma. Their goal maybe is immigration related. Their goal is like, hey, I want to see if I can create like a new life, temporary or permanent. We don't know, but I want to do it in Canada, right? So they do that 2-year study. They get that 3-year postgraduate work permit, right? They set up their life. They get that PR. And then, they see that, hey, I'm making good money off my diploma, but if I get a degree, I can see that I can make even more money. Like, so a lot of them want to go back. They do their 5-6 years of study. They get themselves set up independent. They're like, hey, time to get that bachelor degree, maybe even that master's degree. They're paying the domestic rates, not the international rates.
Yeah, that's
PR.
the best part.
They can get access to student loans just like every other Canadian. And they don't have to think about, oh, it's another 4 years to get a degree. No, just come back to Okanagan College, another 2 years.
Yep, that's that's really perfect, especially for the younger ones who are coming in fresh.
Yeah,
don't have a degree yet, still dreams of having a degree, and once they achieve their goals of permanent residency, if that is their primary objective, then they can still get the degree after. That's great.
Right. And objectives can change. Even if that's not your objective when you first show up, you're going to say, hey, it's pretty nice here. I think now permanent residence is my new objective. So that's the other thing too, is life is life, right? Life changes.
That's what happened to me.
Yeah. Is that your story? Did you end up finding your girlfriend or your wife here and you're like, okay, I'm staying?
Well, I was already married when I came, but we were here just to learn something for our business, and then we were like, you know what, it's nice here, why don't we stay? And now we're Canadians, so it's really funny how that turned out.
Yeah, and you know what, Canada is richer for it. Absolutely. The international students who say, we like it here, it's the best flattery we could ever get is someone saying, hey, you know what, I want to move and I want to live here. And the future of Canada is people just like you. Honestly, you're bringing your skills, you're bringing your expertise, and you have a different experience where you grew up. Adding that to the mix, those ideas that come from your backgrounds, it's what Canada needs. It makes us stronger. So, we're always lucky every single time, someone who comes here and decides they want to stay, especially our international students.
Oh, yes, for sure.
Yeah, because most of the international students are skilled already and professionals.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Like you said, Canada need them.
Yeah, we do. So if you're listening, listen to the Kuyas. We need you here, right? In Canada, we absolutely need you here. You could be part of Canada's future.
For sure. I have one question here. I don't think you haven't mentioned, but this is very what do you call this one? This topic is very important to Filipinos. Are you guys offering scholarships, like entrance scholarships, or
academic sports scholarships?
Something like that.
Unfortunately, there's nothing you can apply for before starting. So if you're looking at, your economic plan, you're doing your budget, we don't have anything that you can add in there, before you start doing applications for, your study permit or visa. There is a bursary that is automatic to the top students. The bursary does not look at whether you're an international student or a domestic student. They treat everyone the same. There's not very many of them. I think they hand out maybe 15 a year to the top students, but all of a sudden in your second or third semester, you might end up seeing a big discount appear on there, and that's what that is. But great. I know from the point of view of someone who's making the plans, like that's just not something you can write down on paper, unfortunately. And we don't have like the entrance scholarship, right? The entrance bursary, that we don't have at this time. So I'm sorry to say that.
No, that's okay, because like I said, the Kuyas are here. So SUN-COR is actually giving away $500 for those students who are going to be enrolling in Okanagan College for September 2022 intake. So
wow.
Any program you enroll, SUN-COR will share with you the 500 Canadian dollars.
Well, you heard that here. That's fantastic.
Yeah, you guys, we got you covered. Like, so it might not that big, but it is like a month grocery, probably a month rent.
Depends what you're eating. If you're just eating instant noodles, that could last you maybe half a year.
Oh yeah.
We're trying to help our fellow countrymen to come here to be, because coming here to Canada, it's not easy, especially if you're starting. So that's where we help them out to start their life here in Canada, give them our good experience, what are the good practices, what are not to do, based on our mistakes as well. So we're here to help and guide them. And another questions I hear from my phone is, what's the typical class size you have and schedule?
Okay, well, it depends on the program you're in. So how about we just make up some different examples? Hey, we could do student 1, 2, or 3. So let's say we have a student who wants to learn English as a second language, for instance. Okay, that'll be our first option. They're going to be in classes Monday to Friday, right? And they're probably going to be in class from, let's say, maybe 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock every day, roughly like that. For the ESL, the class sizes are a lot smaller, maybe 18 maximum. So you'd be doing a class with about 2 instructors. So you do your reading and writing class combined. They call it a scholarship class. It's about 140 hours in a semester that you'd be doing for that, and spread out over the course of a week. And then your second class would be your discussions. That's your speaking and listening. And that's about another 140 hours you'd be doing over a semester. So ESL, you're following the same semester system as all the other students. And you're in the same classrooms as all the other students, just not with them at the same time, right? You're not learning chemistry and ESL at the same time. But yeah, so if you get out and you walk to your next class, you're going to be brushing shoulders, with all the other Canadian, domestic, international students. You're not in a separate ESL building or something like that. Okay, so yeah, so you still can sleep in a little bit in the morning and you still get your afternoons and evenings off. Well, evenings off. Now let's look at student number 2. This is an arts or business student. Okay, so these students in those programs, class sizes could be a little bit bigger. I think they can average closer to about 28 students. I think we don't even have a classroom that handles more than 40, so it would definitely be less than that. But the average sizes are usually quite a bit lower. You actually build your own schedule.
Oh.
So you know that you need 5 classes, but you can take as few as 3 because you're building your own schedule. We would still consider you a full-time student, which is important. You could probably ask Mick about that, about why you need to be a full-time student. But as few as 3 classes in your fall and winter semesters, and you get your summer off. Your summer's a vacation. There are summer classes available, but they're usually to catch up. Or to repeat something. There's not a full selection, but you can take it if you want.
Okay.
So you might be as few as 3 classes, and a class is about, in a week, is about 2 hours. Or no, 3 hours. So one class is about 3 hours a week. So maybe you're a Monday, Wednesday, Friday in your English 101, 50 hours a day, or maybe you're just doing a Tuesday, Thursday in your English 101 for an hour and a half a day. And because we break it up in like 10 different sections for English, one might be Monday, Wednesday, Friday. One might be only Tuesday, Thursday. One might start at 8. One might start at 3. So you really get a chance to customize. We've had some students who have Mondays and Fridays off before.
Oh,
We have
that's
some other
great.
students who are just going straight through the week. And then we have students who wait till the last moment. They get only the classes that are left over, and they're 8 a.m. on a Monday and 9 p.m. on a Friday.
That's what you get.
Yeah. And then we'll take our student 3. You're in a vocational program. You're doing early childhood education.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're doing the trades. You're doing an automotive program. It's good for you. It's going to be more like a day job. You're in there. You're learning your specific skill. You're not necessarily doing individual classes. Now you're in a program, and you're just starting from the beginning and moving to the end. Usually you would probably be Monday to Thursday, maybe a half day Friday. And you're probably like 9 o'clock to 4 o'clock or 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock in those programs, something like that. So it could vary by the program and vary by the student, but those are some typical examples.
Oh, great. Let's talk about part-time job opportunities for international students. What's a typical job for them to expect while they're studying?
Probably you're an international student, you just arrived.
Yep.
The service industry is likely where you're going to be able to get your job right away. That's the easiest one to get. Doesn't mean it's the only one to get, but just the hours tend to work out. The businesses like coffee shops, cafes, restaurants, so servers or cooks, or working in the malls and retail, or some of our students are working at banks as tellers. A lot of our business students get jobs like that. Or maybe you're working in fast food, or one of those other restaurants. Those are really easy jobs to get, and you can look in all the windows and they're always saying help wanted in this area. So those are the easiest ones to get, and most international students start there. And like I said before, it's about getting a start in Canada with a Canadian reference. So you have when you move on to the next job, they can call that manager in Canada. They don't have to call the Philippines, to get any kind of thing. And that's what makes the difference. They usually start there and move on up. But again, depending on what they're doing, or if they choose co-op. So if they choose co-op, then we have businesses that are actually in the areas of study that are looking for that. So our engineering co-op students, when they do a co-op job, they're not working, at Dairy Queen, or they're not working at KFC. They're going to be working for a local engineering company. Same with our computer science students. If they're doing co-op, they're choosing from all the tech companies for their jobs. And same for business, et cetera, et cetera. So those jobs are there. I mean, you don't need to be in co-op to get those jobs. We just kind of curate that list for you to make sure that you're doing something that's in your education.
Yep.
But the variety is there all across the board. And if you're in our vocational programs like automotive trades, or human service work, or early childhood education, same thing. Co-op can be incorporated really easy into actually not co-op into those, but the jobs that you're training for. The community is saying, hey, we need these people. That's why we're offering those programs here. And so often there's a practicum or work placement part of it, where you go out into the community and work the real job that you've been studying. So yeah, right now it's actually really good for students. It's really easy for students to get jobs right now.
Oh, perfect. For the co-op programs or the co-op components, you said you curate the jobs, but is a student guaranteed that they would be paired with an industry partner, which is facilitated by Okanagan, or or there's just options, and then if the student find one on their own, they could also have the freedom to choose that one?
Yeah, students have the freedom to choose. Absolutely. So if the student arranges their own job, they can still say, hey, I found this job. They go to the co-op department. Co-op department, all they want to do is make sure that you're doing something related to your studies. So they'll say, hey, that's great. You found your own engineering firm, or you're going to be doing, working with somebody on this programming project, or hey, you're going to be helping develop a business proposal with these people and it's not on their list, absolutely they will look at it and say, hey, this makes sense. They'll approve it. So you can bring your own. And guaranteeing jobs, sorry, that's just not how the world works. The jobs are there. You still got to go to the interviews though. Like you got to show up, right?
Of course.
We can't guarantee a job if you're just going to stay at home watching TV all day, right? So I mean, you got to do your part too. You got to show up, right? You got to make the resume. You got to put in the effort, that kind of thing too. It's not like the job will just fall on your lap and you just show up one day. But the jobs are there. There's available. But you still got to apply. You still got to go to the interviews. You still got to do the steps that everybody else has to do in the world as part of life, right?
Perfect. Because some students, some are misled that the day they finish, the jobs would knock on their door and say, "Please work for us. Please work for us." So we always tell them, you also have to do your part because they want to know you're there, you're available. So it's not the other way around. Yep. Perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not the opposite too. It's not like you have to beg on your hands and knees. No, but you still have to show up, right?
Yep.
Yeah, you still have to go to the interview. The way we say it is, hey, we're going to give you like 20 different doors. You still got to open the door. You still got to
at least one.
You still got to cut your hair. You still got to, put on your nice shirt and things like that.
Yep.
And if the first door doesn't work out, that's fine. We're giving you 20 doors, right?
Yep.
Not everything's for everyone, but nothing is given to anybody for free. But at the same time, we're not saying that you have to run a marathon. You just got to show up. You got to do it, right?
Yep.
Just like a regular, Joe or Mary has to do for their life as well. But we give you the opportunities is what we do.
And of course, the college is there to prepare the students once they step out of the campuses and into the real working world. I think Okanagan has a good reputation when it comes to employment rate after graduation.
Yes, I should grab the statistics next time, but I'm pretty sure we saw about 94 or 96% employment rate from
that's
most
really
of our
good
programs. And so where did the other 6% go? Well, maybe they decided to go home. So, or get a job elsewhere. So they're not on our system. Right. If someone is saying, hey, we're going to give you something for free, we're going to give you that job for free,
think about it first.
Think about it deeply. It's all about meeting in the middle. It's all about, just think about your future. When you're the boss one day, you're not just going to, give a job to someone who didn't even show up to the interview, right? You're going to give it to the people who did show up, the guy who did brush his teeth, brush his hair, that kind of thing, right?
Of course.
That's just human nature.
True.
For everyone as well that we're not the only one applying for that job. There will be a competition for that job, right? And the best time to showcase our skills are during the co-op time. Like what you said, the reference people, the people you work with during your co-op time, they can help you out when you try to apply for a job. Yeah.
And also at Okanagan College, we do workshops for international students.
Oh, great.
And we do resume workshops to help you get your resume together to make it look like what the rest of the Canadian competition is doing. So your resume will, fit right in there. We also do something called practice interviews, right? Where you can show up and it's,
that's good.
Yeah, it's totally just practice. You just show up, but afterwards you get a little bit feedback like, hey, you looked great, or, this is the thing, and we'll present some questions that 99% of a Canadian interviewer are going to ask this kind of question, right? Like that, and it's fake, but when you do it, you still sweat a little bit. Hey, this is not a real job I'm going for. I'm just practicing, but getting that sweat out, getting that nervousness out in a practice, and you get that confidence, you get that feedback. When you actually go do the real thing, it's not so bad, right? But if you walk into an interview, you've never done one before, you can feel pretty nervous. So the practice interviews is something else we do for our students here.
Prep time, it's always good. Prep time.
And also applying for multiple jobs, it can practice your interview skill, right? I mean, you might not get the first time, but at least you learn that, hey, this is the Canadian way of interview, right? Because the Philippines is different. It might be different, right? But you learn from it And Jade, I just have another question here, just to for the purpose for our viewers. They want to ask how much is the typical rent of a single room outside Okanagan College?
Yeah, that's a tough question to answer. I mean, I guess I have to say Manila, like what's the typical rent for a room? Like it really depends on your neighborhood and how big the
Let's just
room is
do
and
it
stuff like
like
that.
here in Ontario. The typical rent is around 500 to 600. Ooh,
Oh,
single
okay.
room.
Yeah. So actually just hold 1 second. I'm just gonna close my door.
Okay, because
Yeah.
oh, there you go.
Sorry about that. I came in and there was nobody here, and now everyone's starting to show up for work. And I guess I should shut my door now. Yeah, so rents can vary a lot, and it sort of depends on what you're doing. So let's say you're doing a basement suite in a house.
Okay.
It's kind of tough to find a single bedroom. That'd likely be 2 bedrooms.
Mhm.
So you'd be sharing with somebody else, maybe your friend or a roommate, probably
Or
closer
if you're
to
a
like
family.
yeah, or the family's upstairs or something like that, and you've got the downstairs. Maybe you're looking at 1,200 or 1,400. If you're going for like, but that's split between 2 people, so I guess what's that, 700 or
Yep,
600?
yep.
Yeah.
So it's still reasonable. Still
Yeah.
reasonable.
But if you're going for, I want my own apartment with my own kitchen, bathroom, living room, single bedroom though, then you're probably going up a little higher to 1,000 a month or 1,300 a month if you got one with your private parking, things like that. But you might also see room for rent. Maybe that's just $500. So when I say rents vary, that's just the truth. You can find something maybe as low as $500, or you can maybe you might be the penthouse suite and spending 3,000 for a single bedroom, right?
Oh,
There's just
true.
a lot of variety. But hey, I know you're saying, well, that's not super helpful. What I would also say is that online, we have lots of different web pages that are showing places to rent: Penticton, Kelowna, Vernon, Salmon Arm. You might want to check out a web page called Castanet, Castanet, sort of Kelowna's or sort of the Valley's like classified web page specifically to our area
okay.
here. And lots of places are usually put up there.
Or-
Facebook usually has a marketing or rental place set,
Yep.
like group set up for each of the cities as well. And you can kind of take a look at it because in December last year, rent went up. And then all of a sudden, February this year, rent went down again. So it's kind of a wild ride. It's like, yeah, it can really vary. But if I wanted to say, hey, be safe, budget this, I would say look closer to the $700. And then when you get something less, then you have that extra in your pocket. But look at the $700 if you're on short notice
I think
to get yourself a room.
I think this is the first time I've heard something about rent going down. But
Maybe
wow.
maybe the rate of rent going up went down.
Oh, yes. Yes,
The
that's true.
speed of it going up slowed down.
Slowed
So instead
down.
of like this, it was more like this.
Okay, so which is good actually.
Yeah.
I'm really bad with geography, but can you tell us, does it snow on the ground, or is it just up in the mountains for Okanagan?
Yeah, you're gonna get snow on the ground here. Average winter temperatures are about -9.
Oh, that's not
But
bad.
yeah, it's about -9. But what that really means is there's usually, we say, cold snap, right?
Yep.
That means like overnight, all of a sudden it gets really cold for a little bit, like really quick,
Yep.
like snap your fingers. So usually in about beginning of February, there's a cold snap and it can get down to maybe -24. And it might be like that for about 2-3 weeks. But most of the winter, it's hovering around 0, to be honest. But when you average it out, that's where you get that -9, right?
Oh, that's not
yeah.
bad.
And so in the cities, because we're also so close to the lakes, these lakes are giant. They're like 110 kilometers long, some of the, like the Okanagan
Wow.
Lake. But it's only like about 1 to 5 kilometers wide. So it's like this beautiful blue ribbon
Yep.
that goes
yep.
north and south, and our cities are kind of located all up and down it. It's such a massive body of water. It sort of acts like a mini heater. in the winter. So yeah,
perfect.
so it'll be maybe 0 degrees in Kelowna where we're close to the lake, and then you go into the mountains, it'll be more like -10 kind of thing. But yeah, snow on the ground in the winter. Usually
not as bad. I guess it's not as bad as Calgary or Ontario.
No, yeah, unfortunately it's not. Yeah, it's not. So I'd say like even now you guys are, I said you're a little bit ahead of us, but I think this winter we only had about maybe 2 months of snow on the ground. There's still some snow in the mountains, but it's almost all gone right now. I'm a little bit sad. You might be thinking I'm crazy, but I actually really love the snow. I think it's so beautiful. I don't like -20, -30, but -5 in snow, that's playtime.
Oh yeah. Tobogganing time.
Yeah. You have to be below 0 to have snow. You can't be above 0 with snow. So it comes with the territory, but it's beautiful. Right? And if it's cold, I want snow. If it's cold, what's the point? Give me snow. Otherwise, go above 0. I don't want cold and no snow.
True.
Like the only reason for cold is snow. There is no other reason.
I know. Okay, I still have some few more questions here. You already have the rent, the scholarship, and okay, you mentioned that the health programs are already full for this September 2022.
Yes, that's right.
And usually, what are the programs offered in the summer for the May intake?
Only English. There's no intake for our programs in summer. September is the primary intake for 100% of our programs. And then there are about maybe 30 to 40% of the programs might have a January intake, but never the health programs. It'd mostly just be the arts programs and the business programs that might have a January intake. All the other ones are September only, and ESL can be all year round.
Yeah. So just to summarize it, that during May they can work full time because this is a semestral break for them.
Correct.
Yep.
All our programs have May to August as the regularly scheduled break.
Wow.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, that's good news for everyone.
I think, Kuya Nikki, were we able to ask, how about for our more mature students, when it comes to waiving the English exams, what if a student graduated with an older curriculum?
Yeah, that's fine. So,
perfect.
Yeah, if you're now, wait, I guess I should double check that. So older curriculum. So they would have finished in grade 10. Yes. And then did this person just stop, or did they end up doing maybe a 2 or 3 year?
So let's say somebody finished grade 10 because they were studying in the 90s and still proceed with their bachelor's degree. Now a working professional wants to study something to, let's say, improve more of their career prospects.
Right. So if they started to grade 10 and they still did a 4-year bachelor degree under the old system, then we would accept that to waive the English if they had the medium of instruction English letter. That's fine. Old curriculum or new curriculum, it's just the 4-year bachelor degree that matters for waiving the English.
Oh, okay, because that's the typical profile of a more mature working professional.
Yeah. And usually they're looking at our post-baccalaureate programs.
Correct.
So that's where they have to be a little bit careful that if they're an accounting major, new curriculum or old curriculum, don't apply to the post-baccalaureate accounting program that we have, because likely they would be repeating a lot of their studies and it'd be difficult to get in. But if they were a marketing major, then they could look at accounting. The other thing about our business post-baccalaureates, for all those listening, make sure you're prepared. You should probably get your non-Canadian credential evaluated by a third party. Usually it's World Education Services or WES. Get the ICAP package so that it's course by course. That way, when you submit your application, when admissions is reviewing it, they can see exactly what business courses you took and how much overlap there's going to be. If they see a lot of overlap, then that's where they're going to be concerned. And if they don't see a lot of overlap, then they might even be able to get to offer you a chance to replace some of the classes that you already did with new learning. so that you're still getting, your full set of new learning when you come to us. But for the accounting and the human resource management, you're probably going to want the West with ICAP course by course in hand before you apply to make that very smooth. Also, the other reason for that, as I was saying, for those post-baccalaureates, the accounting program can lead to you entering the CPA, professional education program.
Yep.
The CPA, PEP, they will only, you can't get into it unless they recognize your degree. And so you're going to want to also do the WES with ICAP to have them check it out first, so that, there's no disappointment. You take our program and then you find out that, your degree was never recognized to begin with, by CPA, PEP, right? So do that before you join. Get it checked out by them first.
Okay.
Oh, awesome.
Thank you. And by the way, Jade, can you walk us through how the letter of acceptance procedure is?
Yeah. So you'll apply. You'll attach all your documents. You'll want to make sure you have a copy of your passport ID. You'll want to have your secondary, post-secondary if you have any, and English language test if you have one, or your medium of instruction if you're using that. Cover all the basics there. So usually within about 48 hours, that initial application is assessed, and if everything's there, it gets passed on to admissions. If something's missing, then usually we have to reach out to you or reach out to SUN-COR and be like, hey, this part was missing. Can you make sure you grab it and get it to us? And if that takes time, then whatever time there is added on. But normally, let's say a complete application comes in, within 48 hours, it's in admissions hands. It can be about, depending how busy it is, about maybe 4 to 6 weeks before that offer letter goes out. We are aware now of the time that it's almost April. And with IRCC processing, it's important to get this out to the students as quick as possible. So things might be speeding up now. But for your plan, just plan 4 to 6 weeks. And if it's faster, then that makes you happy, okay? You'll get your offer letter. Offer letter will usually ask for a deposit. Normally it's about $10,000 if you're doing an academic program. If you're doing ESL, it's $500. When you pay that deposit, that's when we'll issue you your LOA. And that's usually done very quick, usually about 5 business days after the deposit. So the biggest wait is just getting the offer letter. Then once you get your offer letter and give us the deposit, then your LOA is usually fairly quick. 5 business days or a week, right?
So there's no LOO stage. It just goes straight to LOA stage.
Yeah, so we call it an offer letter, I guess we can say, right? So it's a conditional offer letter is the first thing you get right after applying. And it's just a letter. And it literally says we would like to offer you a seat in this program. These are the conditions. They'll say your deposit, so $10,000 for academic or $500 for ESL. And maybe you're in a health program, so you also need to send us like a tuberculosis test or a doctor's examination. Some few extra things. Usually you get about 3 weeks to get those sent in to us. So, but most programs would likely just be the deposit. Once all those outstanding items are in, then we send you the LOA. It's a letter format that IRCC wants to see. And that's what you'll use for your study permit after the deposit.
Okay.
Thank you. And Jade, can you also give us a glimpse of how the refund policy works for Okanagan College?
Yeah. So the refund policy is fairly basic. There's no refund if you just change your mind. You say, I don't want to go anymore. Or you show up in Canada, you're like, I want to go to a different school, that kind of thing. So if you're paying your deposit, we're holding the seat, right? We're holding it for you and we're not giving it to the other people in line. So that's what the deposit is for. But we understand life can happen. Maybe your study permit is refused. Then you get a full refund. All right. Or if there's some kind of medical emergency or something outside your control, that is what we're getting at. That's when you can get a refund. But just changing your mind, make sure when you're giving a $10,000 deposit, that's because you're like, I'm going, right? But then, yes, we also understand life can happen. And so study permit refusal, for instance, or visa refusal, that's grounds for a full refund right there, for instance.
Yes. Just want to clear it. There's no admin fees that's deducted on the...
No.
Since you mentioned it's a full refund.
It's a full refund. Full refund. So even if you give us maybe 1 year payment up front, maybe you're looking to do student direct stream, like a special pathway to get a faster study permit. It's a full refund. The only thing that's non-refundable in that case is just the application fee, which is $100. Right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but otherwise, it's a full refund. Now we have to get this before classes start, though. So if it's halfway through the semester, and then you're like, oh shoot, my study permit got refused. Well, that's too late. You gotta let us know before the program starts, though.
Okay. And just to follow up on that one, how about the deferral process?
Deferring, So we can defer 1 semester. So for programs like our arts, science, and business that have both a September and a January intake, we can do a 1 semester deferral. So from September to January, or maybe January to September. But for our other programs that are only once a year, unfortunately, we're not able to defer. Normally, if you can't go, normally what we would do is refund you your deposit. And then if you wanted, you could reapply for the next one.
Okay. And in some case scenario, just in case that, if I'm on January, for example, January intake, this is December now, I didn't get my result yet for my visa. Do I have the option to just study online, or do I need to do deferral?
Yeah, previously we would say, start your studies online. But because we're moving more and more back to class, it's not something I can guarantee anymore. For instance, right now, some students are still studying online, but not maybe not their whole program. And come this September, there may be nothing scheduled for online. So unfortunately, that's a little difficult question to answer. What I will say is, if the borders ever close down again, or ever something crazy like that happens, we've done it once before, where students were able to do all their studies online. The plan is there. We could easily pull it out and reinitiate the plan for the future. But ideally, we would like to think that everyone's planning to show up, to be in Canada, to join the classes, to sit next to all the students. The answer I'm going to do officially now is plan to study in person. If you know you're not going to be able to arrive in time, do the deferral if you can. If your program is not deferrable, then maybe look at getting it reset and applying earlier for the next year.
Yeah. So once again, guys, if you are interested with Okanagan College, SUN-COR team is here. We will help you out with your letter of acceptance. Our licensed immigration consultant, Kuya Mikmik, is there as well to process your visa. And once again, the $100 application fee, SUN-COR can cover that one for you guys. We will reimburse it. We do have some reimbursement. Plus, you get an extra $500 as well from SUN-COR. And once again, I think we already covered most of the questions. Do you have any questions for Jade?
For me, maybe out of curiosity, what does Okanagan mean? Or where's the origin of the name coming from?
That's a great question. So we are located on the traditional unceded land of the Syilx Okanagan people. So long before European settlers arrived, these people lived here on this land. And in the north, there was the Secwepemc and the Shuswap people. And so they were, the original people. So the name actually comes from them. Okanagan means grizzly bear.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah. And so that's how this area got the lake. Actually, no, that's not what it means. Okanagan is the name of the people. Kelowna means grizzly bear. Oh my goodness. My Canadian history teacher just died right now listening to me fail that test. Yeah, Kelowna means grizzly bear. A lot of the names here, except for Vernon, but Asuyus is another one. These are all names that came from the people who lived here before the Europeans arrived, right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's always good to have that tracing back to them.
Yeah, and for our international students, when you come to here, you should really learn more about the First Nations people. You should learn more about the Syilx Okanagan and the Shuswap and the Secwepemc. they have a beautiful heritage. They have a beautiful history in this area, and it's something that we should really be celebrating and bringing out more.
Of course.
Yeah, actually, we are scheduled to go to British Columbia by May.
Is it May or July? I can't recall.
Well, you're going to come see me, right?
Yep.
We were hoping that you can help us do some campus tour.
Yeah, absolutely. And and maybe you can meet some students here too.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's the plan. We're gonna meeting our students, not only our students, but even
the Filipino community
from other agency. As long as they're Filipinos, we would love to meet them. Because, like I said, we need to remind them, what's the game plan after their studies, while they're studying, because a little help could be a big help for them.
Yeah, the Kuya job, right?
Yes. Kuya job.
Yes. The big brothers.
The big brothers. Just to give you an idea, the big sister is called Ates.
Ates?
Yeah, Ates, like ATES.
Yeah.
But they called it Ates, and the big brother are Kuyas.
Ates, that has a really nice sound to it. Well, hopefully we can be Kuya to each other, right? When I learn from you and when you learn from me, right? We can change hats.
If you can see a Filipino, hey, hi Kuya or hi Ate, that would be, they will be surprised.
Yeah, they probably would be surprised looking at this guy with this gray beard calling them Kuya. How old do you think I am is what they're going to be saying. Same with Atis. Maybe that's the more dangerous one.
True.
This gray hair guy calling me Atis.
Yeah, for sure. I'm excited because I know Okanagan has a very, the four campuses they are located in a very good place.
Yeah.
We do have like a tourist destination.
Yeah.
It's becoming popular, to be honest.
And like I said, it's one of my bucket lists to go to British Columbia.
Which we will.
Yes.
And we will be here with open arms welcoming you both.
Wow.
So, yeah,
I can't wait to wear the Okanagan hoodies.
Hold on. You might even be able to get one of our Okanagan College fleecy blankets. But by then, if you're coming in May, you're going to need your sunscreen instead. So you can be wearing this as a hat.
Yeah. But once again, Jay, thank you very much for sharing with us your Friday morning. I know you're busy.
Early morning.
It's early morning. It's like
yeah, that's the problem. I'm in the past. You guys are in the future, so I have to get up before you.
No, but like I said, this is not the first time we're going to be doing it. Probably 10 times this year. We'll be happy to promote Okanagan College because the Filipino community is, like I said, is growing.
Yeah.
Especially in the British Columbia overall. And any maybe before we let you go, can you invite again our viewers?
I just wanted to say that we already have a Filipino community here. We're very lucky that so many of them have come and chosen Okanagan College. The health programs have been one of the highlights for our Filipino students. Unfortunately, space is limited. So if you're looking to get into any of those, you want that therapist assistant, you want that early childhood education. Applications open 11 months before the program starts. So you might be thinking as early as this October for next September. And I'm serious when I say that. But, they are choosing these programs. I feel that the Filipino people must have a heart big enough to encompass the whole world because they're often choosing these programs where they're helping people. So, we're always so lucky when you come to choose Canada, and we're always happy when you come join our community here at Okanagan College. So really looking forward to meeting all of you, and I hope that you're able to work with SUN-COR and they're able to help guide you on the way. All right.
Oh yeah. Okay, thank you very much again, Jade, and everyone. If you're again interested what's going on with me, please feel free to email apply@sun-core.com. Once again, we can waive the IELTS for those who are you already have a degree. who's taking the programs, and we just need to show the medium of instruction certificate in English. And aside from that, we're giving away the 500 Canadian dollars cash back from SUN-COR for September 2022 intake. And aside from that as well, we're doing the application fee reimbursement. So you guys, a lot of savings, and only SUN-COR can do that. So,
That is a great deal, everybody. Absolutely.
and yeah, Jade knows that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. How about bro? Do you have any words for?
Oh,
Jade?
thank you for spending your early morning with us. I know it's really early there. It's great to always have people from different time zones. It's always interesting for me to have that experience. I've learned a lot, especially for Okanagan, because we are really looking forward to visiting British Columbia for the first time this year. We have been scheduling this for the longest time, but with all the health restrictions and everything, at least now there's an opportunity to finally do it, finally see you guys there, finally do our live session and a live tour of Okanagan College. We are very excited for that one. And once again, thank you so much.
Yeah.
It's been so great to be here. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, Kuyas.
Yeah. Thank you, Kuya Jade.
I'm honored.
Okay. Enjoy the rest of the morning and enjoy your weekend.
You too.
And take care. Stay safe.
All right.
Stay safe, Jake. Ayan.
Ayan, kick from studio. Okay. So yun, wala na. So again guys, good morning po sa lahat ng viewers natin. Thank you very much for watching our Morning with the Kuyas this Friday. It's what bang date natin ngayon? It's the
March 18.
18. The
Yep, medyo nag-iba tayo ng time schedule today kasi nga iba yung oras ni Kuya Jay.
So
some updates siguro Kuya Nikki. I think hindi natuloy yung strike sa Ontario. So buti na lang nagkaroon ng arbitration last night, and yung supposed strike, I think that would start today, hindi natuloy. So back to normal, no more stress for our international students in Ontario. There was a bit of panic kasi nag-aalala sila paano na yung graduation namin kung nagka-strike, na-delay, paano na yung permit, PGWP, etc. So I guess I think as far as I know, hindi natuloy yung strike. Tama ba ko yan, Nikki? Hindi natuloy, no?
I have seen some announcement for na cancel daw. Like I said, we're still waiting for the official talagang email from the Canada.ca.
Yep. So I think parang hindi po yata natuloy because kung natuloy siya, yun, stop ang pagtuturo. Students will not have their teachers. In case natuloy yun, in theory, what would be happening is everybody will just normally sinasabi ng mga teachers, yung mga lower batches namin noon nung nangyari to before, long time ago, tuloy lang yung aral. Some of them still go to the campus just to study, although walang teachers, pero parang sinabihan silang aral lang kayo, still prepare for exams, etc. And once it all resumed, back to normal. Medyo na-compress lang, Kuya Nikki, yung semester kasi kunyari may mga projects, presentations, sometimes kinompress na lang siya to compensate for the lost time. Syempre hindi naman ginusto ng mga teachers magwelga noon. But it was, I think, almost half a semester yung nawala last time na nangyari to. But hopefully, hindi siya mangyari ngayon, and yun nga.
Tama. Hindi naman siya every year nangyayari.
Yes, baka akala ng mga estudyante every year.
Nangyari na to 2 years ago, siguro parang
2017 nangyari din siya.
Almost 2 months din siya. Pero nag-adjust naman eh. Wala naman masyadong malaking effect.
Yep. And yung mga nangyari noon nung time na yun, mga PR na yung mga estudyante na yun ngayon. So, hindi naman siya super big time sa delay.
Yes.
Ayun.
So,
Kuya Nikki, siguro I'll also take this opportunity to remind our students, please be truthful with your applications. Medyo magkakaroon ng konting trending ngayon na maraming lumalapit sa atin na yung iba naging careless sa applications or they thought omitting some information is irrelevant. So marami pong may mga nabibigyan ng 5-year ban. That's one thing you don't want to happen to you. Yung iba nabibigyan ng chance to explain themselves why they did not disclose. So pag nagkaroon na kasi ng ganun, Kuya Nikki, 50-50 na yung chance mo eh. You're given the opportunity to explain bakit. You have to do it right, properly. Ito po yung tinatawag na procedural fairness letter. I think lately marami nakakatanggap kasi medyo siguro yung wave of applicants na I don't know, I can't tell. Nagmamadali ba sila? They thought it wasn't relevant. So,
or lumayan sa iba.
Ingat po tayo kasi yun nga, the 5-year ban is real and it can happen. May mga lumapit na sa amin na nabigyan. So, ingat po tayo. Please do your due diligence when you are doing DIY. DIY is easy as long as you're willing to do the work. Pero yun nga po, please don't be careless kasi yung 5-year ban is 5 years ban. Mag-aantay talaga tayo ng 5 years and syempre, markado na tayo from that. And we don't want to experience that, syempre. So yun lang po. Just a gentle reminder for our DIYers.
Ayun. Tsaka ano din rin, I'll just take this opportunity na din na nagkaroon tayo ng change of time over the weekend.
Oh yes. Nga pala, bumalik na tayo. Spring forward.
Yes. So ano na po, na po yung difference natin. Hindi na 13 hours. Kasi nagkakaroon ng confusion din yung sa one-on-one consultation din natin, bro.
Oh, ayun. Yun nga.
Yeah. So guys, I would like to say I'm sorry for di man na ano. Pero please, nandun naman yung number ko sa WhatsApp. You can message me in WhatsApp just in case I miss your schedule. Na yung WhatsApp ko po nasa website, nasa Facebook. Yung direct number ko po yun. You can just message me directly. No, kasi I might be engaging with other appointment na din sa other students, pero yun nga, it doesn't mean na I don't care about you no more. As much as possible, we want to accommodate it. No, and like I said, this is a free consultation, just a 15-minute. Just to remind you, if it's gonna be regarding immigration, I'm not the right person to talk to. No, I'm just be the person that you're gonna talk about schools. No, when it kay kung kuya, paano ba kami mag-PR? Like I would say that hey, just book a consultation with Kuya Mikmi. Kuya Mikmi can really guide you kung anong best pathway for your PR. Depende sa profile ninyo. No, so sa lahat ng mga nagpa-book, please, I don't wanna answer any immigration question kasi like I said, I'm not authorized to answer immigration related question.
Madami din, Kuya Nikki, na yung mga nagpapakonsult tumatanggap ng consultation na hindi naman RCIC.
Yes.
Ang nangyayari minsan pag sinunod yung advice nila tapos na-deny yung estudyante or yun nga tapos pagdating sa atin yung supposedly simple thing na may iwasan lumalala. So again, do your research. It's always good to educate yourself kasi sometimes some people will just impose their opinions to you kasi yun yung paniniwala nila. But I guess for us, we always base it on the law. Kung ano yung batas, yun ang sasabihin namin. We don't sugarcoat it. Kunyari the other day, may isang consultation, sabi ko, ate, kuya, it's better for you to be a caregiver kaysa pilitin natin gumastos tayo ng milyon-milyon with very, very small chance of becoming PR through the student to PR pathway. Again, it's not always about studying. There are other pathways for you. Yung isa nakakauha, PNP, instead of studying. So good luck. Congratulations to ma'am and sir. Siguro congratulate na rin natin, Kuya Nikki, yung mga na-approve natin from the Middle East. Congratulations. We're looking forward to sunod-sunod yung approvals natin this week. Congratulations.
Yeah.
The wait was worth it. The stress, it's over now. Plane ticket na lang. Marami tayo ulit i-welcome dito sa Canada, Kuya Nikki, na for May intake. Yung iba for September intake. So congratulations once again, and of course, thank you for trusting us with your Canadian dreams.
Yes. Tsaka a reminder na rin, just make sure to double check everything, especially when you arrive at the border. Double check din lahat.
Yes.
Yung dates, names, yung before you step out outside the airport.
Tsaka yung iba, Kuya Nikki, sa sobrang excited, nakakalimutan nila, ay, kailangan ko nga pala ng co-op work permit. Kasi hindi nabigay sa kanila. So,
so you need
mga
to
ganung bagay.
Sa LOA, I mean, ikaw mismo dapat alam mo kung may co-op or wala.
Yes. Minsan kasi yung iba out of excitement or rushing to do that selfie. So, minsan...
Or nagpa-vlog ka.
Yes, yung iba, ganun na. So, try to finish as much as you can at the border. Hindi po kayo, you have time to double check everything bago kayo, before you give up your spot to the next person. So, check po ninyo yun. Yun. So, siguro antayin din natin yung pagpunta natin sa British Columbia, Kuya Nikki. Kasi yun yung mauuna bago yung Philippine natin.
Yeah. So, reminder lang din ulit everyone, na like I said, we have the Mindanao tour. So, we're gonna be going to Iligan, Cagayan, and Davao. It's also in Camiguin, but short meetups lang yun. Pero, ayun nga, we have the registration on our Facebook page at
I think, tama ba, Kuya Nikki, in the last 3 days, may 100 na per location yata tayong nag-register.
Pero limited lang po kasi yun nga, we will be sending some confirmation email din. Kasi nga po, dahil sa marami po, we will be limiting din. So right now naman po,
natin, hanggang 200 lang kaya?
Yes. We'll try our best to accommodate everyone, but yun nga, yung capacity po. I don't know yung may restriction din po, diba? Kasi it might be yung location could be 200 yung capacity, pero due to the
health restrictions,
it could be half. No. So let's just wait, kung and we'll try our best to to adjust yung sa venue. That's why we did this survey so that we can
and we are also very thankful dun sa support na ngayon pa lang. Malayo pa pero ang laki na nung nagko-commit ng mga taong, kuya, punta kami.
Yes.
Kuya, nakabili na ako ng ticket papuntang Davao. Kasi pupunta ako. Yung mga ganun. Nakakatuwa lang na hindi mo pa nami-meet pero parang alam mo mahal ka na.
So, by the way, huwag kayong yung mga taga Manila, huwag kayong magtampo. Like I said, yung last leg namin, pag last leg namin is sa Manila po kami.
Yes.
Di lang namin na-post pa kasi we're trying to figure out which venue and sa provinces sa Manila. We're just fine. Siguro within this week, we can finalize it and maipopost as early as possible.
I think sa Visayas, Kuya Nikki, naka-finalize.
So sa Visayas, it's gonna be just Bohol and Cebu. If you guys are interested sa Cebu or sa Bohol, just registered lang kayo.
Ayun. Nakaka-excite naman. Ako, personally excited ako kasi never ko pa napuntahan yung mga pupuntahan natin sa Philippines. Ako po ay I'm guilty na Manila lang at saka Batangas, Laguna, Cavite. That's it. Well, nakapunta rin akong Bicol tsaka Baguio one time. But everything else, Palawan. Nakapagpalawan din pala ako. Pero yung mga, ito mga magagandang lugar na pupuntahan natin, it's my first time. And I'm guilty of, ano ba tawag doon? Dayuhan sa sariling bayan, parang ganun. So, now it's the time na we can enjoy the beauty of the Philippines during this, ano ba tawag dito Kuya Nikki? Balikbayan tour natin. Yan.
Yes. So, like I said, excited din kami. As much as excited din kayo. It's gonna be full of surprise. It's gonna be, yun nga, this is gonna be our first time to go home sa Manila. I mean, sa Pilipinas. As we will be promoting SUN-COR all over, I mean, nationwide.
Ayun, nationwide.
Diba? Parang ano lang, 8 bulaga lang. Kapari hanggang hulok.
Yun.
Ayun. So guys, this info session is about Okanagan College. It's located in British Columbia. They have, nakita mo naman yung mga campus nila. And this is one of the nicest school din. Kasi may tourist, this is a tourist destination. No, and like I said, the best source of kung may opening ba sila is the website. Kung magkano yung tuition fee is the website. And then the Jade already discussed how's the process for the letter of acceptance. So libre lang po yung free lang, I mean not free, waive po yung IELTS sa mga bachelor's degree holder. Tapos pag ano po kayo, K-12 or ano kayo, consider it's K-12 or na second year college lang po kayo, you just need to take it. Meron po silang application fee na $100. But like I said, with SUN-COR, we will try to reimburse it once your visa got approved. And most of all, yung 500 Canadian dollars namin na promotion namin for Okanagan College. As long as it's September 2022 intake. Yun. So we still have seats for some of the programs, but yung sa healthcare nga, kasi nga talagang tinanong ko ulit, medyo wala na talaga.
Malaki talaga in demand ng healthcare eh. Tsaka si Okanagan, yun nga eh, kung negative 9 yung average temp niya, tapos hindi masyado mas-snow, magandang, kaya siguro ang dami rin pumupunta sa British Columbia because of that
for sure.
type of environment. Nasa Canada ka pero hindi super lamig and hindi super snow.
Yes, ayun. So, I think British Columbia is one of the province na hindi masyadong malamig. But may part din lang malamig. No?
Yep. Yung malapit sa Alberta side, yun yung may kalamigan. Pero I think if you're spread out more on the west, hindi na masyado. And malapit sa din, sa mga California, sa So yun.
I think this summarizes our morning for today, guys. So once again, thank you very much for watching us. And we are doing this every Tuesday and Fridays in the morning. We talk about schools, we talk about life, we talk about immigration. Stay tuned kayo sa Tuesday. And hope to see you guys again. Once again, my name is Kuya Nikki.
I'm Kuya Mikmik.
And stay safe and enjoy your weekend.
See you next time.
God bless everyone.
Bye-bye. Stay safe.